And now for a quick disclaimer. The T-Bone
and ChickBrew
in the morning show is for infotainment purposes only.
The opinions expressed here do not represent
Naval Station Rota, the Armed Forces Network,
or the Department of Defense.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Nice. I'm not hearing anything.
No?
Can we...
Oh, man.
Nothing?
No.
How about the dial over there with the headphone thingy? Nope, up on the board. On the board. Try that. I'm getting some...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hello.
okay,
Hi.
got it. Good morning.
It's okay. See, what you don't understand, listening audience, is we cannot do any of that until we actually turn the thing on. So we can't test. That's one thing we can't test in the bed. Can you bring the bed down just a wee bit? Yes, these are good things. Good morning, Rhoda. It's DJ Leroy Jenkins filling in for ChickBrew on the T-Bone and the ChickBrew in the morning show.
That's me.
I just use a lot of ands in that. I did some reconnaissance of your Black Friday. Was it Black Friday? Yeah, your Black Friday shopping at the Navy Exchange. We'll be telling you about what I saw in line. Oh my God, what a line it is. It's horrendous. There's so many shopping carts waiting for you out there just to be taken to stand in line. So it's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. It's our special Black Friday episode where we know we have 3 listeners, and we dedicate this entire show to you 3 listeners. So you call us in the studio, and we're going to placate. We're going to do everything we can to maintain you for the entire show. That's what's on our mind. So we're looking forward to that. But we can't go forward with Black Friday until we talk about yesterday.
Thanksgiving.
Oh my! A fat guy and love Thanksgiving, but you're a younger man. You probably are not experienced in the cooking of turkeys.
No, I'm not.
Have you ever cooked one by yourself?
No.
So
I did a video on one the other day, though.
You did a video on somebody cooking turkey?
Yeah.
Can you bring it up?
Yeah.
The dial. Yeah. Because I feel like I'm shouting. I'm not shouting now. Well, maybe I am. So tell me about your eating experience yesterday on Thanksgiving.
Oh, it was fantastic. So like I said earlier, I mean, Spain...
They didn't hear that, so you have to tell them fresh.
So like we were talking about this earlier.
No, don't tell them that.
Spain just does meat differently. And the Thanksgiving, like the party that I was at, had like Spanish and American people there. So it had like a mix of the cultures, and it was just really good.
So what did the Spanish bring to the party?
I forgot what they're called. There's like these they're like little egg rolls.
Little egg rolls.
But they aren't egg rolls.
Okay.
I don't know. I forgot what they're called though. Lumpias.
Oh yeah, there's a strange version of Spanish people that bring lumpia.
I don't know.
Traditionally, lumpia is associated with Filipino people.
Got it.
But the Philippines was dominated by the Kingdom of Spain for over 400 years. So it is possible that maybe we've been getting it wrong all this time. Maybe lumpia started here in Spain.
Well, I knew it wasn't American, so I assumed it was Spanish.
Oh, that's great. I want to say so much more, but I'm not going to on that. If you haven't joined the fan page yet, I am sounding just weird today. I almost want to just go without these because they're not working for me. So I felt like I was shouting.
Yeah.
Like these were like noise canceling headphones instead of actual headphones. So
interesting.
We'll somehow try to figure that out when we're not live. Okay. I got confused there for a second. Remember, if you haven't followed us yet, check us out on the fan page. That's hashtag Lunsby. Even though ChickBrew is not here, she is here in spirit. She's actually in Manchester today. Yes, hanging out with the in-laws in Manchester. Oh my. And there's a lot of people there's a lot of people that are out of town. They're doing that travel thing that we highly recommend. And we'll be talking about travel safety in the show. We're going to be talking about what people are shopping for, your best food. We'll be coming back and we're going to talk more about food because I like talking about food.
Me too. I love food.
It's T-Bone and ChickBrew minus ChickBrew with DJ Leroy Jenkins in the morning. We're all waking up. Everybody's got a little bit of the tryptophan in their system. The greatest part of Thanksgiving for me is always that turkey sandwich the next day.
Yeah.
I had to have one before I came in this morning. You just a couple of pieces of white meat, a couple of pieces of dark meat, some mayonnaise, and a little salt. It just makes the perfect sandwich.
You lost me at the mayonnaise.
Really?
I don't like mayonnaise. No.
Miracle Whip?
No.
You're not a white, creamy substance kind of guy.
No.
Okay. So, we had mentioned earlier that you went out to some friends and you were eating, and we found out you were eating lumpia, which is a perfect. First of all, the great thing about lumpia is there's never any leftover lumpia. There's no such thing as leftover lumpia.
Because they're easy. You don't have to work for it. It's easy to pick it up.
The eating doesn't have to work for it.
That's also true.
For many, many years, I was the AM in a lot of Phil Am associations. I was the AM, and we would do fundraisers, and of course, lumpia was a great fundraiser. But what I found out with lumpia is you pay for the labor, not the ingredients. It's a lot of work putting those little rolls together.
Yeah.
And you also had ham.
Yes.
A lot of people like ham on Thanksgiving. What kind of ham was it? Obviously baked of some type.
Well, it was sweeter when I was used to.
Oh, was it
back home?
Like a honey baked ham?
Yeah.
Oh my God! They come in the spiral and the checkerboard flavor. Which one did you go with?
I think it was spiral.
Yes. Oh, my mouth is watering. I love Thanksgiving. It's the best day of the year. What about your traditional sides? What'd you have for sides?
Obviously, mashed potatoes.
Gotta have mashed potatoes, man.
And mac and cheese this year.
Mac and cheese.
Yes.
Mac and cheese is hit or miss, man. It all depends on who makes it.
Right. Well, there's a guy here at the shop. His wife makes a mac and cheese, and it's famous in the shop.
It's famous.
Yes, it's famous in the shop.
Is she black?
Yes.
And I say that because I also have learned the secret African-American mac and cheese recipe, and my mac and cheese is to die for because there's little tricks in the way they do it. It ain't out of the box. It's done. My mac and cheese used to be my go-to dish whenever I would bring anything anywhere. I'll put my mac and cheese up against her mac and cheese any day, and there's no losers because everybody gets fantastic mac and cheese.
That's true.
Did you have any leftovers? Did you bring anything home with you?
Yes, I did.
They make you take a plate?
Yeah, the host bought to-go boxes for people.
Oh my goodness,
that's to take it home.
That's the great thing about Spanish refrigerators. You don't have a lot of space in them, so you have to take leftovers. That's great that they would buy that stuff ahead of time. We had traditional. We had the yams. We had the mashed potatoes, of course. The green beans. I make a mean collard green.
Yeah.
You know what collard greens are?
Yes, I do.
You know what a neck bone is?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to have that neck bone in the collard greens. Did you have collard greens?
No, I don't like collard greens.
They got to be spicy. Oh, they got to be. And of course, we had turkey. And my turkey that I have perfected over the years, I cook in a bag. It is
interesting.
It's you know what? Because you're a young man, I'm gonna school you in the way of cooking an amazing turkey as you grow through life, and we'll talk about that. I'm gonna need you to send me time signals too.
Okay. Okay.
We're working the kinks out here. It's me. It's DJ Leroy Jenkins. It's Black Friday, and you have. Oh my goodness, you got a whole 41 minutes before the front doors of the Navy Exchange opens up. We're interested in hearing about your Navy Exchange Black Friday stuff. So you can hit us up on the AFN Rota Facebook page. You can hit us up at 727-1025, or you can call us via your cellular phone at, I haven't said the number in a while. I was sick for a couple of weeks. What's the number? Something, 82-1025.
I'm not sure.
I'm out of practice, and ChickBrew's not here to save me. So we'll be talking about that when we come back in, and we'll probably be talking about more food stuff. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning with special fill-in guest DJ Leroy Jenkins. Nice. So
Nailed it.
Yeah, good job. We got all the buttons pushed in the right order. That's a wonderful thing. So if you're in line at the Navy Exchange, of course, we want to hear about your Black Friday shopping experience. I stopped down there at about 5:45-ish, and there were maybe, no kidding, 10,000 people in line. There must have been at least
This morning?
10,000 people just waiting to rush the door, run over some sales associates. Somebody's going to punch somebody. It's going to be, please remember when you're videotaping any of the fights on your phone to turn the phone sideways. Remember? No, I mean, honestly, it's the Navy Exchange. You know, what are you going to get there? You got maybe 10 people in line. But I mean, they were spaced out accordingly, so like nobody's stepping on anybody's Pumas or anything like that.
Man.
And I polled them. I'm like, hey, what's everybody shopping for? Because I don't know. I don't really need to shop for anything. Let's put that on the list about how wives can make how the only gift a wife needs to give her husband. We'll be talking about that. But the people in line, they were looking for switches.
Yeah.
You know what a switch is?
Yeah, I have one.
So I'm not surprised because I didn't know what a switch was.
Yeah, it's a portable gaming device that you can plug it into your TV so it can act like an Xbox or PlayStation, but you can also take it off of its dock and use it as like a portable gaming device.
Are they expensive? Is it worth getting up this early in the morning?
Depends how much on sale they are. I mean,
I don't know.
I got mine $50 off, and it was still $250.
Okay, so you're looking for a good number out there. Yeah. I tell you, I really need for nothing, but every once in a while, I'm looking, and I guess this was stateside news, and they showed this 75-inch TV for $200, and I'm like, I don't need a 75-inch TV, but all of a sudden I want one, you know?
Yeah. It doesn't get, like, I'm from Houston.
Okay.
And I mean, people die every year on Black Friday.
No one dies.
Yes, there's stories. There's stories about people. Okay, not like 20,000 people, but like there's like 3 or 4 every every now and then.
Of course, the numbers say everybody dies on Black Friday. I mean, there's a bunch of people that die on Black Friday, but how many of them are Black Friday shop? I've just never done. Have you done it ever?
No,
I can't. I did it one time. One time I went to a Best Buy in Jacksonville, Florida. Like, I just happened to be up. I had a show the night before, so I just happened to be up at 4:30 in the morning on Black Friday.
Yeah.
So I roll to the Best Buy, and the line goes all the way around the building, and these people, and I didn't even make it out of the car. I never got out of the car. I drove right on home, which was right around the corner. There was no way I was going to put myself through that. But there are some people who want to get those deals, or they want to experience it. One of the ladies I talked to this morning, she was just going to shop. She had no real intentions of buying anything, but I'm sure if something struck her fancy, she would. Other things people are shopping for this Black Friday are socks. I thought that was a good one. Why are you here at 5:45? Might get a good deal on some socks.
Yeah.
And watches. Interesting thing about watches, I got a great deal last year on a watch. I think it was a Black Friday / scratch-off combination deal.
Yeah.
Or Movado was having a special. I don't know what it was, but I got a really nice watch at a super discounted price. The pricing was so good last year that because I didn't know what to buy my wife, and she had suggested a new watch, I went ahead and bought 2 different types of watches, figuring I can't be 100% wrong. I was wrong.
I was about to say, you can still be wrong.
So I'm going to teach you how to make turkey. I'm also going to teach you how to make some important life decisions when it comes to a partner. Yes.
Okay.
These are the prenuptial things you need to... First of all, prenuptials are not just for rich people. You need to know that because you're not married yet.
Nope.
And when you get this prenuptial sign, there are certain things you need to have in that prenuptial, and we're going to be talking about that. We're going to get you squared away. I'm going to personally mentor you for this entire show. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. I did not know that. So, quickly on the Thanksgiving thing, I don't want to give that up, even though we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. What was the strangest dish that you saw being served at your Thanksgiving thing?
There was this bread, and it was like potato bread.
Oh, yeah?
It was interesting.
I think people can hear how fat I am when I hear food being talked about. Oh, yeah. So there's this meme going around telling people not to take pictures of your food because we're all eating the same thing. And I accepted that challenge. I've always wondered why we don't make white potato pie. I mean, like we make an orange potato, a sweet potato pie, and then we make potato pie. No, we don't. There's no white potato pie, but the potato is just a filler. You know, it's the sugar and the cream and stuff that you add to it. So I made a white potato pie, just to prove that I could put something different on the menu. That and wasabi deviled eggs.
Interesting.
Yeah, because a friend of mine, don't you put relish in your deviled eggs? Don't you tell me what to do? So, I mean, the turducken was the strangest thing ever created for Thanksgiving until somebody created something more. I'm always on the lookout for the next weirdest thing that's going to be delicious. Like the beef Wellington, the first time someone made that, everybody said that guy was crazy. But now we're all eating beef Wellington. Well, yeah, only if you're in Manchester, you're eating beef Wellington. The producer called in and she wanted to inform us that no one is listening. And I disagree wholeheartedly. I know the Peters family, if no one else, Barb and Lee are listening to us. But apparently the gym is closed. Everybody in the Black Friday shopping line is on their phone. None of them have the AFN 360 app.
Yeah.
The commissary doesn't open until 11. The plaza doesn't open until 11. Actually, one portion of the plaza opens at 11. The other portion doesn't open until like 5.
Oh, man.
So, okay. So if you're not listening, you're not listening. But if you are listening, interact with us. Hit us up on the fan page, and you can find the fan page by searching the hashtag Lunsby. That's hashtag LUNSB. Lunsby. Still talking about food. Now, this is your first deployment away from home. Deployment is definitely in air quotes. As far as your family knows, you're out there defending America against terrorists in southern Spain, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, did they send you a care package?
My mom sent me like a Christmas wreath for Christmas.
Oh, that's very nice.
But, I haven't gotten it yet.
My dad sent me, a couple of years ago, I was in Sigonilla defending the world against the evils.
Yeah.
And my dad just thought it would be hilarious to send me a Thanksgiving care package that had literally everything I could go to the commissary and buy was in it. And it was the Dinty Moore Thanksgiving, the Dinty Moore turkey and dressing. Do you know what the difference between dressing and stuffing is?
No.
Yeah, I didn't know until yesterday, and I'm 50 years old. So if you know what the difference between dressing and stuffing is, clue, it's not geographic. I thought it was just geographic. I thought people in the South called it one thing, and people everywhere else called it something different. If you know what the difference is, let us know. Hit us up on the AFN Rota page, hit us up on the fan page, or give us a call in the studio, 727-1025, or from your cell phone. I now remember, it's 956-821-1025. We're going to go back to the music, and then more of us. That's a nice bass riff at the bottom of that.
Yeah, it was.
That's very good. So, in case you haven't been listening, pretty much everything we've been talking about so far has been food.
Why not?
Food and food. Because we are celebrating the gorgeous day of the year. We're post-celebrating, and we're just trying to work it off a little bit. Sorry. That leftover turkey sandwich was this morning. I asked you about strange, but you didn't have strange, but you did have different.
Yeah.
So
my family, what we do every year is we have cream cheese corn, which people find to be weird. I find to be normal just because that's what I've always had.
So I am familiar with cream of corn, or I'm familiar with cream cheese.
Yeah.
How do you put the two together? I don't understand.
First, you get a pot, you put corn in the pot, and then you put cream cheese in the pot, and you melt it.
Was this invented by a college student?
I don't know.
I got 2 things left in the fridge. It's Thanksgiving. What am I going to do? I bet it tastes amazing.
It is really good.
All right, well, I'm putting that on my list of, so definitely. I hate to wait to Thanksgiving to try that.
We have it Christmas also.
Yeah, but I'm not the traditional. Whereas people are ham and turkey on Christmas also, I do all that on Thanksgiving. So when it comes to Christmas, I do a Christmas lasagna.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, like 8 layered. It's unbelievable. But if I could slip, what do you call it? Cream corn?
Cream cheese corn.
Cream cheese corn.
Yes.
You know what? That's just going to be, I'm making that. I'm not even telling her about it. I want to tell you, because you need to know how to cook a turkey. Okay. That's a man thing to do.
Okay.
And there are multiple ways. You can rotisserie them, you can bake them, you can fry them. But if you cook it in a bag, they make these oven bags specifically for cooking things, and you put it in a bag and you read the instructions on the bag. It's very, very simple. It doesn't take much. A couple of teaspoons of, and you can make it better. You can perfect it. For the entire time I was living in Korea, I would make a turkey every Sunday, and I would eat that turkey throughout the week, and then on Sunday I'd make another turkey. I perfected how to cook a turkey in a bag. And yesterday, 16-pound turkey, I reduced to nothing but bones. All the bones you could just pick up, and the meat would fall off. It was absolutely stunning. And so, turkey, defrost it. That's important.
Yes.
Take the giblets out. In both cavities, right?
Okay,
in the neck cavity, you got something hidden in there.
Okay.
And in the tuchus cavity, you got a package in there. Remember to take those out, because they taste really bad if you cook them.
Okay.
You take that, you put it in one of these bags. You remember to preheat your oven. Preheating is important.
Yes.
Use a timer.
Yes.
Everybody's got timers on them now. I set, yesterday, I had Google set a turkey timer for 3.5 hours for a 16-pound bird. And 3.5 hours of cook, 30 minutes of rest. Fall off the bone turkey.
Interesting.
Yes. So when you're ready to cook turkey, remember, you've got my contact information. I'll walk you through it.
Okay.
We'll make a video if we need to. Turkey in a bag is the best way for a young man to learn how to cook a bird. And then you can impress the ladies with your bird cooking skills. It is now... okay. So you got 19 minutes left until they open the door at the Navy Exchange for your Black Friday sales. You got 19 minutes, so I'm sure everybody's kind of pushing towards the front, in anticipation of the doors getting open. Remember, if you're going to videotape the chaos at the Navy Exchange, turn your camera sideways so we get the full view. Don't do any of that straight up and down. That's just that's straight malarkey. That's what that is. There was no stuff. Normally one of the organizations is outside early in the morning selling hot cocoa or Belgian waffles. Nobody did that this year, which is probably why the lines are so small. Or maybe because the sales are not good. I don't know. If you're currently in line or if you're in the parking lot waiting to get in line, because there's really no need to get in line because there's only 10 people in front of you, give us a call in the studio, 727-1025, or via your cellular phone, 956-82-1025. Hit us up on the AFN Rota page or hit us up on the fan page. Let us know what's going on out there. Give us a feel for the situation, and we'll report it to the rest of the community live. It's T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning. DJ Leroy Jenkins filling in for the absentee ChickBrew this Black Friday. So I think the Navy Exchange is still doing the Blue Friday.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And if you can't tell from the inflection of my voice when I use air quotes, I definitely used air quotes on that. Because of the hypersensitivity crowd saying Black Friday took on a negative connotation, but it never should have.
No.
In finance, there's 2 colors of numbers. Yeah. There's red numbers, which are bad, and there are black numbers, which are good. So a Black Friday, the whole thing about Black Friday is it's the one day of the year that most retailers can get out of the red because they're able to sell so much stuff on Black Friday because of the anticipation. I don't know if I already asked you. I have to be careful. Sometimes we talk off air, and I don't want to make that mistake. You've never, we did talk about Black Friday. You've never done a Black Friday.
I've never gone Black Friday shopping.
I told you about Best Buy.
Yes.
But what I didn't tell you about when I was a young man working in New York City, I worked for a big department store called Abraham and Strauss.
Okay.
And I worked in the restaurant on the 4th floor, and it was one of these magnificent Art Deco 1940 buildings in Brooklyn where it had an elevator that came up 4 flights of stairs. It's a long elevator, but it gave you a fantastic view of the entire thing. And I didn't know, at 18, I didn't know what Black Friday was.
Yeah.
I just knew I was working on the day after Thanksgiving. And I remember it was the morning shift, and I remember coming out to the elevator for the escalator for whatever reason, and I had never seen so many people inside. It was ungodly amount of people just to get a sale. I hope you find what you're looking for. If you're out there trying to get that 93 inch and 3/4 television, if you're trying to, no matter what it is you're trying to find at the discount and the price point you're trying, I really hope you find it. Unfortunately, any suggestions we may have been receiving for music today have not been as successful as your Black Friday shopping sales. AFN plays the best music of the 80s, 90s, and today. I try to say with a straight face, but not always what you consider the best music of the 80s, 90s, and today's. If you want to hear some Ice Ice Baby, we got you. We can play Ice Ice Baby till the cows come home. How come no one's ever made a song called The Cows Come Home?
There probably is one.
It probably is. Do we have it? Nope.
No.
I'll save you the time on that search. One of the things we talk about there in the T-Bone and ChickBrew in the morning show is your ACC, your accident, crime, and court-martial prevention. Normally, we kind of just goof around, for till the end of the show, and then we remind you of those things. But why wait? Let's talk about some of the ACC right now. We're going to talk about that crime prevention. You're going to go out there. You're going to buy gifts for your family. You're going to wrap those gifts up. You're going to hide them under the tree. You're going to put them under the tree. It'd be stupid to hide them there. Everybody knows that's where it is. You're going to put those gifts that you spent all this money on, or saved all this money on, winky winky, and you're going to put them under the tree. Now, what you don't want to do, what I highly recommend you don't do, is open up your giant bay windows to show the local bad guy where your tree is and all the stuff you have underneath it. That is a temptation they will not resist. I hate a thief. I hate a thief.
Yeah.
And if anything I ever say to you or to the audience prevents people from being thieved, then my mission has been accomplished. I came across two kids the other day trying car doors. Ooh. And they didn't know I saw them, and I did see them, and I ran over there and I got really angry at them, and then they fled. So maybe I saved your car from getting broken into. But if you've been following the advice of this show, you know never keep anything valuable in your car to begin with. If your car was a safe place to store valuables, all of us would put our valuables in the car. It's not. It's just a box that takes you places. It's surrounded by glass. So what? You got an alarm system. Even you ignore the alarm system. So do not put valuables in your car. And when you put up your Christmas tree, which should be today, officially today is the day you're supposed to put up your Christmas tree, and you put those gifts all wrapped up underneath the tree, don't advertise to the local bad guy that you're probably a good target for thievery. You don't want to do that. It is 10 minutes until Black Friday at the Navy Exchange begins. Sharpen your shanks. Get ready to rumble. It's going down. And we're going to play some music, and then we're going to give you the news at the top of the hour. We're looking for your live reports. Give us a call, Facebook, PM, private message, smoke signals, however you want to get the message to us. Let us know how it's going out there on Black Friday. No. Don't worry at all about your future. We'll continue to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know why? Because no one had that conversation with me when I was your age.
Okay.
And I kind of wish they would have. I've learned a lot of great life lessons along the way, and I enjoy sharing them. I've helped a lot of people do a good thing called amassing wealth. And of course, you can never save money if you owe money. So if you owe anybody money, the very first thing you got to do is pay that off. Credit cards, car loans, all that. My car's paid for. My credit card, I kill my credit card company. They hate me. They hate me so much because I have a cashback card. And I never carry a balance. I use it for everything. If I'm buying a package of chiclets, I'm putting it on the credit card. But I get that cash back, and at the end of the year, I get all that back. And they don't make a lot of money off me, but they get a lot of usage out of me.
Yeah.
So for your future, you're going to need a prenup, because prenups are not just for rich people. If you're in the military and you plan on making a career out of the military, you should seriously consider a prenup. And if that young lady won't, or young man, won't sign a prenup, you know what? There's someone else out there for you. Check their credit score. That was a pre-requirement before my marriage. My second marriage. Check their credit score. I mean, it's a big deal. And when you're writing that prenup, here's what I want you to think about. The greatest gift a spouse can give their spouse is telling them what they want on special days. There's a bunch of ways you could do it. You could find a catalog and you could circle things, or you could get on Amazon and make an Amazon wish list of things you'd like to have. But the greatest gift a spouse can give a spouse is telling them what they want for Christmas. Christmas is coming up. I have no idea what my wife wants. I want to buy her something. I want her to feel special and loved and give her whatever she needs.
Right.
She never tells me. I always just try to do my best, and I fail miserably every time. And in the 15 years we've been together, there's 2 Christmas gifts I've gotten my wife that we continually use. I bought her a cooking set many years ago. Stainless, the stick-free, the non-stick, the really good stuff. I spent some money on it. It's good.
That can also be a dangerous gift if it goes the wrong way.
But I spent some good money on it, and we still use it to this day, so I consider that a good Christmas gift. The other thing I bought her is I bought her the most expensive coffee cup I've ever bought, and it's a silhouette of her and our dog sitting side by side, and it's Julie and Zeus on a coffee cup. It's just a little thing, but I mean she uses it every day, so I felt like that was a good Christmas gift. But I've bought hundreds of gifts: anniversaries, birthdays, Christmases, Thanksgivings, whatever gift-giving opportunity there is. I buy them all the time, and it just sits there, collects dust, never used. I feel horrible for wasting my money on trying to make someone feel special. So if you want to make your spouse happy, communicate with them and tell them in a way that they will understand what you want for the holidays. There was a young man I met online this morning who was buying socks on a Black Friday sale. He's probably married, and he probably wants these socks. And if he'd just put them on his Amazon wish list, maybe his wife would have been in line instead of him this morning to get him some socks, because that's what he wanted.
Man.
Other things, somebody was out there buying a watch. I'm sure that young man is married, and he just needs to let the spouse know. You need to be able to communicate that to your spouse. And I'm not, I'm not being a hypocrite. I've done it. I've put things on my wish list to give my wife ideas, but she just ignores it. She ignores the wish list, and she ignores my demand to put something on her wish list so I know what to buy. Yeah. And then to have fun with it, I just started putting wildly inappropriate things on my wish list. Just adult entertainment devices of all kinds of natures. Whatever would make someone blush by looking at your wish list, I was throwing on my wish list just to, because I got to get her to look at it some way.
Yeah.
And if there's $1,000 doll on there, maybe she'll look at the list. So be sure you include that in your prenup. She must communicate with you what it is that she wants on the holidays and gift-giving periods. But, I mean, like Valentine's Day, we always talk about Valentine's Day on the show. It's an easy one. The rules for Valentine's Day is you have to get her a card, you have to get her roses, and you have to get her chocolate. And that's all you have to do. You cannot fail. You get her those 3 things. Oh, she's lactose intolerant. Whatever. Get her a replacement, a chocolate hybrid. I don't know.
Covered strawberries.
So I met someone recently who had a lot of allergic food reaction stuff. The gluten and the transphobe or the MSG or whatever things that make you not process food quickly, or make you process food too quickly, where you eat something, your body reacts to it, and then expels it as quickly as possible. And I'll just use gluten as an example. If I don't have any food allergies, but I really wish I did. Just because, I know I wouldn't be as fat as I am if I could offer like an extra side of gluten. Hey, I'll take that, 1 pound cheeseburger, but extra gluten, please.
Yeah.
just so I could get rid of it. So we talk about the ACC, the Accident, Crime, and Court-Martial Prevention, which is the core of the show that we do. One of the things we're going to talk about this time, covering all of our bases, is eggnog. You like the eggnog?
I've actually never had eggnog.
Are you of legal age to consume eggnog?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so here's another life tip from T-Bone for you. When you're drinking the eggnog can be made normal, or it could be made special.
Right.
And when you're drinking the special stuff, it's usually just covered in the sweetness of buttermilk and sugars and eggnog can be surpringly intoxicating.
Really?
You know, being accidentally drunk, I think, is one of the most dangerous drunks out there. If you're drinking something that a perfectly made Long Island iced tea, as an example, tastes like iced tea, but inside that are 6 white alcohols and triple sec. So there's a lot of alcohol in a Long Island iced tea, but if it's done perfectly, all you taste is the flavor of iced tea. By the way, no iced tea is used in a Long Island iced tea.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
It's Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is the top ingredient that, for whatever reason, gives it an iced tea-like flavor, but it's a sneaky drink. Okay. It's a drink that you enjoy, and you're laughing, you have a good time. Next thing you know, you're surprise intoxicated. And when you're surprise intoxicated, then you have to get home.
Yeah.
Multiple different ways to get home, and we talk about them here. We talk about your local taxis. We talk about drinking and driving. If you're going to go out drinking, make sure you have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. Use a designated driver, and if all else fails, there's another option out there called the Rotor Rideshare. Mm-hmm. So the Rotor Rideshare group is basically a bunch of, I'll call them volunteers, but they're a bunch of people who can give rides and are willing to give rides to people who need rides. Now, that could just be going to work in the morning. Maybe you're on the same shift as somebody else and you communicate that through the Rotor Rideshare Facebook page, and then you guys can ride together. Or maybe you want to go to Sevilla and someone's going that way. Or this morning, someone needs to come into work and someone's going that way. You get on the Rotor Rideshare, you post what you need or what you're doing, and maybe we can make a connection there and we can help somebody else. But it's also a fail-safe tool for anybody whose every plan has failed. You didn't have a designated driver. You found yourself surprise drunk. You're out of money for a cab, and you need to get home. Now, there's the Arrive Alive program that I think it's still the Chiefs Mess runs that, where you got your little card and you need to get home. They get you home, and then you reimburse the Chiefs Mess later. But even if that fails, for whatever reason, the cab guy doesn't recognize the Arrive Alive program. Then you got the Rotor Rideshare. You get on your phone. You got your phone with you. You reach out and say, "Help! I'm here and I need to go here." And then somebody out there, like last night, somebody posted at 11:30. And I've stopped doing nightcaps. I've ever since Sober October, I have stopped. What I would normally do is I'd have a nightcap. I'd have a nice hard lemonade or some type of mixed drink, and I'd go to bed with that. Well, I've stopped doing those. So I was sober when somebody was on the Rotor Rideshare at like 11 o'clock at night, but they didn't need a ride. But if they did, I would have been in a condition where it could have actually helped somebody. You ride a bicycle.
Yes, I do.
Yes. You know, in the States, they can give you a DUI on a bicycle.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of states that
It's kind of lame.
you can get it on a lawnmower, you can get it on a horse. I know the lamest one for me is a horse.
Yeah, because the horse isn't drunk.
Yeah, right. And the horse can make decisions like, no, not doing that.
Yeah.
But either way, whether you're driving a horse, riding a bicycle, you're on a lawnmower, you're driving a car, you don't want to do it while you're intoxicated because it's driving specifically is the most dangerous thing that you do every day. That and going to the Navy Exchange on Black Friday, that's the dangerous thing, the most dangerous thing you'll do all year. We haven't heard from many people out there doing the Black Friday shopping. It's because the Navy Exchange doesn't play AFN, unlike your local commissary, which unfortunately doesn't open until 10 today, or maybe 11. I don't know. I don't know what their hours are. Don't count. Don't pay attention to me for your news. I don't know these things. So that was a good plug for Rotor Rideshare, reminding you of what a surprise drunk is on moderating your eggnog and Long Island iced tea intake. And now we're going to go back to some music.
Not really.
So we've covered our crime prevention with making sure you hide your gifts that are under the tree. Well, your gifts are not hidden under the tree. Do not show your tree and your gifts to people passing by through your windows because that makes you a target of thievery. So we covered that. We covered being the court-martial prevention. when we were talking about not getting a DUI, about having a plan, about reminding you that drinking is a team sport, and dumb decisions are made when you drink alcohol. And we highlighted the surprise drunk. So we talked about that for a little bit. But now we got to talk about the A in ACC. That's accident prevention. So as always, we remind you to wear your seatbelt. If you're a walker or a bicyclist, I hope you're wearing your reflective gear.
I am.
Because I do not want to be the one to run you over. Why won't anybody open the gate? What's going on? Oh, the guy on my hood was supposed to open the gate. But it is, hold on, I'll get it for you. So it's that time of year, we have probably 10 months out of the year that just have amazing weather. We really don't have a lot of cold. We don't have real heat. We have just a really wonderful climate here in southern Spain. And except for a couple of months out of the year, and right now we're dealing with our wet season.
Yeah.
It's raining more than it normally rains, and especially on a bicycle. Do you find the roads to be a little slipperier than normal?
There was one day last week where I almost fell. Yes.
If we go for a long period of time with no rain, and then we get a lot of rain, the road and the roundabouts are exceptionally slippery.
Yep.
And people will find themselves running into guardrails. Yeah, so a lot of bad things happen when the coefficient of friction is broken between your tires and the surface. I know these words. Sometimes I don't even know why I know these words. So during the wet season, remember to slow it down. Be a little bit more careful. Keep your hands on the wheel. Pay attention to what you're doing. Don't use your cell phone while driving. You don't need it. Whatever it is can wait. Nothing is that important. And here's a big thing for me. Change your windshield wiper blades.
Yes.
So I bought a new vehicle here a couple of years ago. I have not replaced the windshield wiper blades, but in the rain the other day, I noticed that the windshield wipers, although they were going back and forth, weren't really moving the water. So I ordered some of those Rain-X that are not only new windshield wiper blades, they've got the Rain-X material on them that coats your window in this water repellent substance. And oh my goodness, is that windshield clean now? Yeah. I mean, I can see clearly now, as the song would go.
Is it even raining?
Well, when it does, remember, always wear your seatbelt, wear your reflective gear when it's required and when necessary, and slow down when it's wet or when it's moist out there. I don't know why that word invokes such a chuckle these days.
We were talking about yesterday at Thanksgiving, actually.
This turkey's really moist.
Yeah.
Ooh, you said the word moist. Yeah, because it's a word and it makes sense. I want to start doing the President Trump thing. I just want to start, he visited the troops in Afghanistan, and of course, when he visits troops, and I do impressions, but I have yet to do a good impression of President Trump, so I'm not going to waste my time trying to do the impression. But what I love about his speech pattern is he loves combining adjectives.
Yes.
It's never just great. It's great. It's awesome. It's spectacular. There's always.
What about 4 or 5 very's in front of it?
Oh, very, very, very. Yeah, he is a guy that likes to. I love it because he's a New Yorker, and New Yorkers know how New Yorkers talk. Hyperbole is a part of the language.
Yeah.
And I love the 3 adjective minimum he has on most things that he says. And it drives some people nuts, which is even funnier to me. I wish he would start doing it with adverbs. Like, if you could, I don't even know how you can compile a bunch of adverbs together to make a mildly coherent or incoherent sentence. But it's one of the things I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be working on my triple adjective minimum and doubling up on my adverbs whenever possible. You do any impressions?
No.
You're a radio personality. You got to bring something to the table. What do? You tell jokes? You make people laugh? What do you do?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really on the radio that much.
I just be awkward and stupid, and somehow that's worked for me.
Yeah, that sounds about. That described me really well, actually.
Oh well, that's my gig. Don't take my gig.
More of a chill vibe.
A chill vibe, like a late night jazz radio host.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I have hit everything on my list that I wanted to talk about. What do you want to talk about? And the silence is deafening. Do you have a catchphrase yet? Do you have an out phrase as a DJ? Do you have something that you say when you finish every show?
No, because I'm forced to say the same thing every single time. Not really forced, but instructed to say the same thing every time.
What is your out phrase?
It's basically, thank you for listening. This is Seaman Shelby Jenkins. And then, yeah. Thank you for listening. AF and the Eagles serving America's best.
Yes, yes. Serving America's best with the best music of the 80s, 90s, and today. We got a lot of suggestions on the fan page. If you don't know what the fan page is, you can find us by searching the hashtag LUNSB. That's LUNSB. Got a lot of suggestions for music, but unfortunately, our music catalog doesn't cover the things that you want. So we're gonna try to do something that makes Lee happy, and I think we got one on deck right now for another member of the Peters family. Apparently the only listeners that we have today, and we love you, so let's go with this. There it is on your Black Friday. Yeah, you got rickrolled. That's by request. No, I'm sorry, we don't do requests, but we do suggestions, and we take those suggestions on the Facebook page. For the fan page, and again, search that by hashtag LUNSB. I'm trying to remember the country guy that I like. Not very patriotic. He's a Toby something. Toby Keith?
Yeah.
You got what we got here?
Let's see.
Because I know one of you is a country listener, and this isn't really a country show, but we do, want to make you happy. We want
20 different songs by Toby Keith.
Oh, yeah. Look through the list for something patriotic.
Okay, let's see. No. The classic Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue.
Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. I think that's a good one. That's a good way for us to end. It's been DJ Leroy Jenkins filling in for ChickBrew today because ChickBrew is once again on unauthorized absence. She is not here where she's supposed to be, but she should be back next Friday. Next Friday. What's next Friday? Yeah. We should be leading you right up to Christmas in 2020. We should be back pretty much throughout the rest of the year. Any plans for this weekend?
No. Nothing. It's going to be great.
This weekend you have no plans?
Stay home, hang out with friends.
How about next weekend?
I haven't planned that far ahead.
Okay. You realize you live in Europe.
Yes, I know.
And there's something more out there than your barracks room.
Yes, I know.
There's a lot more out there than your barracks room. Get out, enjoy, trust me, people pay thousands of dollars just to come and visit this country for a couple of days, and the government is paying you thousands of dollars. Take advantage of it. Go out and see something. Gibraltar, Sevilla, Jerez, they've all got interesting things. They're all a short plane drive, whatever it is away. Barcelona's right up the road, Madrid, and that's just in this country.
Yeah.
Get to Andorra, which is its own country. Go to France, which is the next country. There's so much to see here. Don't waste all your weekends hanging out with friends in the barracks. There's so much more for you.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever, old man. I get it. With that, we've pretty much covered everything that we like to cover during the T-Bone and ChickBrew in the Morning Show. I want to say special thanks to DJ Leroy Jenkins for helping me out when she couldn't be available. Remember, everybody, be safe, take care of one another, and as I remind you, as I always remind you, be the best person that you can be, and if you were a great person yesterday, be an even better person tomorrow.